Contract.
When do we want it?
Now.
Who are we?
Locomotive engineers.
What do we want?
Contract.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Contract.
What do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
On Friday, May 16th, over 450 NJ Transit engineers walked off the job, launching the first rail strike to hit New Jersey in more than 40 years. The strike began at exactly 12:01 a.m. after last-minute contract negotiations failed between the union and NJ Transit management. The engineers, represented by the Brotherhood of Locomotive Engineers and Trainmen, say they're simply asking for fair pay. According to union leaders, NJ Transit engineers are the lowest paid in the country, earning nearly $10 less per hour than their regional counterparts. Commuter rail service across New Jersey and into New York has come to a grinding halt, impacting hundreds of thousands of daily riders. NJ Transit is urging people to work from home and has launched contingency bus services, but they're only expected to handle 20% of the usual rail volume. Talks broke down late Thursday after a 15-hour bargaining marathon. Governor Phil Murphy and NJ Transit CEO Kris Kolluri addressed the public, saying management is ready to return to the table, but the union claims NJ Transit negotiators walked out.
We're out here today because New Jersey Transit walked away from negotiations at 9:50 last night. So at 12:01 a.m., the locomotive engineers exercised their right to self-help.
And what does that mean for your union and for the riders at large?
Well, it means that New Jersey Transit chose not to give us a fair pay package. And for the commuters, it means New Jersey Transit chose not to move the passengers. This picket line is because of New Jersey Transit, the choices they made.
And what choices were those in the end?
Well, we're asking for fair pay. We make almost $10 an hour less than all of the other locomotive engineers in the region and commuter service. We are the lowest paid commuter engineers in the nation, and we're asking for a fair pay package. That's all we're asking for, nothing more. It's been difficult because they've got money to spend on everything else except for our pay. They spent $500 million on a new office building. They spent $53 million on furnishings for that office building. They continue to pay $40,000 a month for parking, but they can't give our locomotive engineers a pay raise. Locomotive engineers on New Jersey Transit have been 6 years without a pay raise. So they went through COVID, they went through the worst inflationary period in my history, and they haven't had a pay raise.
At the heart of the dispute is a proposed Me Too clause, which NJ Transit says would trigger unaffordable pay raises across 14 other unions. While NJ Transit says it offered a deal raising average salaries to $172,000, the union disputes those figures, saying current earnings are closer to $113,000.
We can end it today if New Jersey Transit comes to a fair deal. We asked the public to know who the real enemy is here. They tried to vilify our union members. The enemy is New Jersey Transit. They're the ones that chose to walk away from negotiations. They've chosen for the last 6 years not to give us a fair agreement.
Picket lines have now gone up in Newark, New York City, and Atlantic City. For now, the standoff continues, and the future of regional rail service hangs in the balance.
Now we need the members of the BLET to step up and meet their obligations to the people of New Jersey. Let's get back to the table and seal a deal.
They were very gracious. They thanked us for what we gave them, but they said that they can't agree to that agreement. The national mediation asked them to try to do another counter, and they decided not to. They got up, left the room, and went over to the press conference with the governor.
Where we could not bridge the gap is this Me Too clause. There was no way in which the structure that was proposed by the union could ever allow me to not invoke, or not me, the other unions from invoking the Me Too clause. That is basically where the dispute stands. So I'm going to suggest to you that this is not a lost cause. This is an imminently achievable deal. In fact, when I left them, I said, I hope we continue talking about this. And the National Mediation Board has reached out to us already. And because I had invited them to be part of the negotiations these last 3 days, they've already said, let's meet on Sunday morning and to see if we can pick up where we left off. And I think that's a good sign because just as the governor has said, no one, especially this governor, wants to see the 350,000 riders live distracted. Neither do I.
The sticking point is wages right now. We thought we were very close on the thing. We gave several concessions to them to try to close the gap on some work rules and some health and welfare that they were looking for, and we agreed to it. We've agreed to about 98% of what they've asked for, just to try to get this deal done because we want to run trains.
We must reach a final deal that is both fair to employees and at the same time affordable for New Jersey's commuters and taxpayers.
It was disappointing, after 15 hours and doing this for 5 years, to see that we think we were that close to the finish line, only to have them get up and walk as they did 2 weeks ago when they walked again.
What do we want?
Contract.
When do we want it?
Now.
Who are we?
Locomotive engineers.
What do we want?
Contract.